Adesuwa tried to act normal, but she wasn't the same girl she used to be. Her once vibrant smile faded, replaced by a forced Aloy expression. Her classmates, who admired her brilliance and charisma, began whispering about her sudden change. "She doesn't answer questions in class anymore," one girl remarked, "and she's always avoiding everyone," another girl added. Even Temi, her best friend, couldn't ignore the growing distance between them. "Adesuwa, what is going on with you?" Temi asked one afternoon as they sat under a mango tree during lunch break. "You are not yourself anymore. You barely talk to me. And your grades," she trailed off, shaking her head. Adesuwa forced a smile. "I'm just tired, Temi. Schoolwork has been a lot lately." Temi wasn't convinced. "You can tell me anything. You know I'm your friend." But Adesuwa didn't respond. She couldn't. How could she explain the nightmare she was living? How could she tell Temi that the person she was running from was someone they all trusted? The gifts Mr. Martins gave her were becoming harder to hide. The sleek phones, the designer bag, and the occasional new pair of shoes were things a poor scholarship student like Adesuwa could never afford. Her classmate noticed. "Where is Adesuwa getting all this money from?" a boy named Femi asked one day. "She didn't even have a proper school bag last term." "She's probably doing something shady," another student whispered, loud enough for Adesuwa to hear. The rumor spread like wildfire. Some speculated she had a wealthy sugar daddy. Others thought she was stealing. Adesuwa tried to ignore them, but the whispers cut deep. Temi confronted her again. "Adesuwa, people are talking. I defended you, but you need to tell me what is really going on. Are you in trouble?" "I am fine, Temi," Adesuwa said, her voice sharper than she intended. "Just leave it alone." Temi's face fell. "Fine, but when you're ready to talk, I will be here." Adesuwa walked away, guilt gnawing at her. She wanted to tell Temi everything, but fear held her tongue. Mr. Martin's demand grew bolder. He wanted more of her time, more of her obedience. He threatened her constantly, reminding her of the power he held over her future. "You are nothing without me," he told her one evening when she hesitated to meet him. "Don't forget that." Adesuwa felt like she was drowning. She began skipping meals, and her already slim frame became knots. At home, her mother noticed her weight loss. "Adesuwa, are you eating properly? You are looking too thin," her mother said one evening. "I'm fine, Mama," Adesuwa replied, avoiding her mother's concerned gaze. But she wasn't fine. At school, her headaches worsened, and she found it harder to concentrate in class. Even her favorite subject, physics, no longer brought her joy. One Friday afternoon, during their weekly assembly, the principal addressed the students about discipline and focus. As he spoke, Adesuwa's eyes darted to Mr. Martins, who stood among the teachers. He was watching her, his gaze cold and calculating. She felt exposed, as though everyone could see the invisible chain that bound her to him. Her hands trembled as she clenched the hem of her skirts. Temi, sitting beside her, noticed. "Adesuwa, are you okay?" she whispered. Adesuwa nodded, but her eyes betrayed her. That weekend, Temi decided to visit Adesuwa at home. When she arrived, she found Adesuwa sitting outside, staring blankly at the horizon. "Adesuwa, you are scaring me," Temi said, sitting beside her. "Something is wrong, and I won't sleep until you tell me." Adesuwa hesitated, tears welling up in her eyes. She wanted to tell Temi everything, but fear paralyzed her. Before she could speak, Temi's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and frowned. "Isn't that Mr. Martin's car?" she asked, pointing to a sleek black vehicle parked down the street. Adesuwa froze. Her blood ran cold as she realized Mr. Martins had followed her home. "Temi, you need to leave," she said, panic rising in her voice. "Why, Adesuwa? What is going on?" Temi pressed. "Just go," Adesuwa cried, her voice cracking. Temi, shocked by her friend's outburst, stood up reluctantly. "Fine, but this isn't over." That night, Adesuwa couldn't sleep. Mr. Martins had sent her a message demanding to meet her at a hotel the next day. She stared at the text, her stomach chugging with dread. "I can't keep doing this," she whispered to herself. The next morning, she avoided Temi and went to the hotel as instructed. When she arrived, she saw Mr. Martins waiting for her in the lobby, his usual confident smirk on his face. "I knew you'd come," he said, reaching out to touch her arm. But this time, something snapped inside Adesuwa. She pulled away and said, "I can't do this anymore." His smirk vanished, replaced by a dark scroll. "You don't get to decide when this ends," he said coldly. "Remember what is at stake." Adesuwa stared at him, her heart pounding. She knew she couldn't keep living like this, but she had no idea how to escape. When Adesuwa returned to school on Monday, Temi cornered her in the hallway. "I saw Mr. Martins near your house again," Temi said. "What is going on between you two?" Adesuwa's eyes widened. "Temi, please, you don't understand." I don't understand because you won't tell me, Temi interrupted. But if he's doing something to you, you need to speak up. I would help you. Adesuwa shook her head, tears streaming down her face. It's too late, Temi. I am already trapped. Temi's face softened. You are not trapped, Adesuwa. We will figure this out together. Before Adesuwa could respond, a voice interrupted them. Adesuwa, come with me, Mr. Martin said, standing behind them. His tone was sharp, his eyes filled with warning. Adesuwa's heart sank as she realized Temi had heard him. As Adesuwa reluctantly followed Mr. Martins, Temi watched them, her mind racing. She couldn't shake off the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Determined to uncover the truth, she decided to follow them secretly. What Temi discovered that day would change everything.